What it do, homies? It's your boy Dave, and I'm back today. We're back with some NF. This time we're checking out Lost in the Moment as I continue on my NF journey. Okay, I think we're almost done with this therapy session album. I think I've got maybe 1 to 3 songs to go before we move into the next one. But anyways, let's go ahead, shut up, and turn it up.
This may be the last sunset I'll see. I'll take it in. I'll take it in. This may be the last air that I'll breathe. So I'll breathe it in. I'll breathe it in.
What's interesting about this, which I believe to be the hook, is for the most part kind of like living in the moment, right? Saying that it may be, didn't say that it is the last sunset. So just because it may be, which means that you're believing that your life may be coming to an end. So you want to live your life as you're going to die, which is pretty good. You know, you probably should be living that, because you never know when you're going to die. So although it's said in a sad context, it's actually some pretty good life advice as to, you know, not necessarily waste your life away.
I heard that pictures don't change, just the people inside of them do. Whoever told you that life would be easy, I promise that person was lying to you. You got a problem with following through, that's why I got a problem with following you. You keep looking at me like this problem is new, but we've been there before. What you trying to do?
Well, I like that. The pictures don't change, just the people inside of them do, right? So they're just remaining a memory as you look upon that picture, right? And especially if it's starting to bring up any type of like sorrowful memories and everything, I swear it's like one of them things that you don't realize how much that person has changed or how much you have changed until you see a picture and are reminded of simpler times, which leads into his next lyric, who's saying that life will be easy, right? You know, it's like, what's easy, you know, if you don't have hardships, right? And sometimes you're unaware of your hardships until you reflect on how easy it was before, right? So it is right. Life will be easy. Life doesn't get easy. It's super, super difficult. It's pretty much how you deal with the decisions and the setbacks that you are presented with will decide on how you move forward. So I like this.
I got a problem with following you. You keep looking at me like this problem is new, but we've been there before. What you trying to do? Don't talk to me like I don't know what you're feeling, cause I was there with you back in the beginning. Quit looking away when I talk, let me finish. I'm trying to be honest, you're trying to forget me. Yeah. What's wrong with you, hey? I know that you got a lot on your plate. You keep telling me I should get out of your way, but I can't see how you gonna lie to my face.
Oh, how you gonna lie to my face? I like that. Right? It looks like based off these lyrics, somebody is avoiding, right? Huh? What's wrong with you? Hey, I know that you got a lot on your plate. You keep telling me that I should get out of your way, but I can't see how you gonna lie to my face, right? Pretty much ignoring the problem that's in front of them, okay?
I know that you got a lot on your plate. You keep telling me I should get out of your way, but I can't see how you gonna lie to my face. Don't tell me you're fine, cause I know you're not, so don't even try. And what we gonna live in this life full of pain that we're 80, and one day we'll get up and say we regretted our lives.
See? Dang, man, I was just saying that, right? Don't even try. And what we gonna live for in this life full of pain till we're 80 and get up one day and say that we regretted his life. Okay, so I know there at the beginning I was sitting there thinking that maybe it was, you know, a little bit on my sad, depressing side, but I decided to see the positive in that message. And you know, that's just NF, right? Always kind of giving us real music. And here he is with that last line, right? Get up one day and say we've regretted our lives, right? Because you didn't live your life as if you was going to die the next day. Now, obviously, there are restrictions in what you can do every day, but I feel like if you have that type of mindset, that more days than not, you could put a stamp on that day and said, all right, I did the best that I could.
Try. And what we gonna live in this life full of pain that we're 80, and one day we'll get up and say we regretted our lives. That's where we're going. Do not pretend like you don't even notice. The funny thing is that you already know it. I'm starting to think that you like how it feels to be lost in a moment.
Lost in the moment, lost in the moment, lost in the moment, and get lost, lost in the moment, lost in the moment, lost in the moment.
Yeah.
I like the repetition of how many times he keeps saying lost in a moment, right? And the first thing I can start think about is, and I'm pretty sure some of you probably have this when about a moment you get lost in. I just immediately start thinking about heartbreak. depending on the level of heartbreak or how much it's affected you, sometimes that stuff can last for years, right? And that's essentially, you pretty much getting lost in the moment, not able to move forward in your life because you don't know what to do, right? It's just these thoughts that continue to plague your mind day after day after day after day, which is why, right? I don't know who's singing here. It doesn't show down here who's singing. Y'all let me know. But whoever this guy is singing, I like that repetition, right? Really nails the fact that being lost in the moment could be something that's just so repetitive, right? Before you even know it, time's up. If anything, this should be a wake up call for some people who are in that kind of moment that didn't realize it. Real music, ladies and gentlemen.
They told us that time flies, didn't know what it means. Now I feel like we're just running around trying to catch it and hoping to cut up its wings, but that ain't gonna happen. Joy, when is the last time we had it? I don't remember, cause all that we do is go backwards, but that's what you get when you live in the past.
Yo, so my dad, when I was growing up, my dad told me, he was like, there's two things in life that are constant, change and change. Right. And one of the most valuable resources that you can never get back is time. Right. And I feel like, with time flies and everything, I feel like you really, really start feeling that when you have kids, because now, sometimes we can't look at ourselves. Right. Because we're out here in first person view. You know what I mean? So we can't look at ourselves, even though we see ourselves daily. Somebody who ain't seen us in 5 years can look at us and immediately start seeing that change. But we might not see the change. Right. Because we're too busy lost in that moment. But I feel like when you have kids like this, it's something that's tangible right there. Right. There's a tangible proof that time is flying, because when did my kid get this high, right? If I didn't have kids, I'd probably be lost in whatever I'm trying to do, lost in work, lost in this whole YouTube thing, trying to keep my family. Well, if I didn't have any kids, me and my wife financially stable and everything, before you know it, we ain't had no kids because we're too busy trying to, get our lives straight. You know what I mean? I know there's some people, some people with 4 kids. I know some people who are waiting to have kids until they get their lives like financially ready. And I can tell you one thing, especially when it comes to kids, sometimes that spot isn't going to come. Right. And then what ends up happening is you get lost in that moment trying to get ready. This is just a for instance. You can apply this to anything. Trying to get ready. Me and my wife said, it's either now or never. So we went and had it. You know what I mean? Everything else could be figured out later. So, but yeah, my kids are 100% tangible right there. That time is flying.
The last time we running around trying to catch it and hoping to cut up its wings, but that ain't gonna happen. Joy, when is the last time we had it? I don't remember, cause all that we do is go backwards, but that's what you get when you live in the past. And I know we're breathing, but we're not alive. And really, is this the way we wanna die? Until you got everything bottled inside. If they only knew what goes on in our mind. I know what you're thinking, so don't try to hide. And why do you look at me like you're surprised? You really mean what you're writing these lines? Why don't you fix it, cause I'm getting tired. Yeah, I can no longer do this. Ever since you fell in love with the music, see, you find a way to express what you feel. But the moment that you get away from the mic, you don't know what you're doing.
Ooh, that's some powerful stuff right there. Okay, so he's not speaking from his point of view, right? At least I don't think so. I think he's speaking from his ex point of view. Is his ex, right? I can't remember NF's relationship. All these NF songs and everything, I've been kind of really trying to focus on the message that he's delivering. And most of the time when he's delivering this, he's speaking it from a personal, standpoint. But I take it as a broad, I try to figure out what kind of life lessons can we learn from what NF is spitting right here. But he's speaking from somebody else's point of view. But I love that where he says you find a way to express what you feel. If you kind of think about it in another way, how people who get lost in a moment and they do find a way to express it. Sometimes this is done through either like drinking, possibly. And then when they're not drinking, they don't necessarily know what they're doing next, right? Because they're kind of lost in the moment and seeking some type of healing, some type of temporary fix for their problems, right? So that's what I think. That's why I look at it this way. Now, obviously, NF is not like drinking like that. He goes to the mic for that clarity. But once he steps out from it, he's like, all right, let me go back to whatever I was doing, which in his case, he turned to the pad, he writes out everything. So, okay.
Clear to you yet? I don't know what's going on in your head, but eventually you'll have to deal with the things that you talk about, yeah. But I guess until then, we're lost.
That's facts.
Lost in the moment. Lost in the moment. Lost in the moment. And get lost. Lost in the moment. lost in the moment, lost in the moment.
It's a powerful vocal performance, man. Whew. Man, powerful. Go ahead with your bad self then.
This may be the last sunset I'll see, so I'll take it in. I'll take it in. This may be the last air that I'll breathe, so I'll breathe it in. I'll breathe it in.
Yeah, it's a beautiful song. Definitely puts things into perspective, you know. That last part where the guy was singing, I felt like that was a part of reflection. You know what I mean? Like, you know, as you're listening to this song, all these type of memories and stuff is starting to be drudged up in your head. And then like boom, he starts singing, giving that powerful vocal performance, and then you're just overcome with emotions, right? It's almost like the floodgate has been released. Like this is the type of stuff NF music does to you. You know what I mean? So, but yeah, don't get stuck in the past. Continue to try to move on, because like you said, eventually you're going to have to deal with it, you know, and the longer that you wait, the stronger that it gets. And then you'll get to the point to where mentally you're not ready to deal with all that trauma, right? And I think as you get older, it gets harder to deal with that type of trauma. So you want to try to iron out most of those problems while you're still young, right? Confront it head on, right? Take control of your life. So, all right, y'all, that's the end of this video. If you enjoyed the content, leave a like and subscribe. Dave's out.